Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Eccentric Mind Podcast with George Hernandez. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I want to talk about hard work and why I feel like it's never rewarded as much as it should be, but also how it's never the first initial response that we get when we're pursuing a specific endeavor. So let me give you an example. When I was, 16, 17, and I would get that late night motivation, right? I'm sure every young adult teenager that's a male can relate to this, but, just around 12 midnight or so, we just kind of, I want to, just crank out some push-ups, do some sit-ups, right? And it's always like that. But upon that, I just get these crazy realizations and epiphanies that I can do more while also doing those sit-ups and push-ups. But it also came down to okay, I'm doing these push-ups and sit-ups, how can I keep this momentum going? So I would Google 6-pack in 30 days or a get-rich-quick scheme, right? So often we'll take these side quests, these specific side quests like a get-rich-quick scheme or a 30-day challenge to get ripped, right? But notice how my first initial response or my first idea to get what I wanted wasn't hard work. It was actually to go and find something out there that will be able to give me that gratification, that fulfillment that I wanted to do, which was build a body or to build a business, right? And I feel like the first initial response that we have is never hard work, when we all fundamentally know that hard work is actually the thing that will get us to where we want to go and be able to create what we want to create. And I wrote here is sometimes we'll go in a direction that is not correlated to progress, just an unfulfilled promise. Well, so often when we do this thing, let's say, for example, you do a 30-day challenge to lose 20 pounds, right? Or you try a get-rich-quick scheme, which, by the way, if you do a get-rich-quick scheme, it likely means the person that you're buying off of is getting rich from you. So don't do it. And then also, most of the time, it's a artificial progress. I just thought of that myself. It's like this artificial progress. So if you do the 30-day challenge, you'll lose 20 pounds, which is great. It's probably what you wanted, right? Right before you go to the beach or right before you go to this concert where you're going to have your shirt off, right? But after that, you haven't built up the discipline. You haven't built up the habits or the lifestyle so that you are able to keep that progress over a set amount of time. Once you're done with that concert, even before the concert, you're gonna binge. You're gonna eat on foods that you couldn't eat because you were doing this challenge that was so restrictive on your lifestyle, restrictive on your eating habits, restrictive on you. So it's a artificial sort of progress. Now, I truly believe actually that consistent and hard work is the only lever that you need to pull, so that way you can then see the progress and the results that you want. But fundamentally understanding that hard work and hard consistent work, which then becomes disciplined hard work, is eventually going to get you everything that you fucking need and everything that you want, right? Because I believe whatever you see up here, you can get it out here too. So hard work, consistent work, disciplined work. Those are the three lever moving things that will allow us to get what we want and see what we want as well. Now, that is it, right? Hard work becomes consistent work, and then disciplined work. That's how we get everything we want. But I think that's going to save us time, right? Rather than going for the get-rich-quick scheme or, the 6-pack in 30 days, right? That is going to save us the time. So now that you fundamentally understand that, let me break it down a bit. Let me slow down and kind of talk about how we've grown to getting things fast. This day and age, we're so accustomed to instant gratification. Literally instant, right? We get instant messages, we get instant likes, we get instant packages from Amazon, we get instant porn, right? So we've grown accustomed to feeling good beyond how good we're supposed to feel. And we see these bodies, we see these businesses, we see people making money, and we think to ourselves that I deserve that, right? I deserve that business, I deserve that money, I deserve that body. And because we have that ingrained in us, we feel like if we want to go out and get something worthwhile, the pursuit and the tour or the path to getting that is actually far more simple and easier to get because of how ingrained and how easy it is to get this gratification. So we think when we're going towards a specific path, like building a body or building this great physique or building this great six-figure business or building this incredible relationship with your spouse, we think it's something we can just go out, get, and then bring it, just pull it over to our life. When in reality, it takes hard, consistent, disciplined work. You know, days you don't want to show up, but you show up anyway. Days you don't want to have the call, but you do the call anyway. You know, days where you have to have this hour workout, but you're tired and you feel a little sick, but you fucking do it anyway, right? So get rid of the deserve feeling, because by nature, you don't get what you deserve, right? Or, excuse me, you get exactly what you fucking deserve, right? So if you're eating cookies and eating out every single night and eating like junk or eating a bag of, eating fucking Twix first thing in the morning, like, then you deserve to be overweight. You deserve to be fat, okay? You, by nature, the actions that you took granted the overweight, the you know, like, it granted that. So as a result, you did deserve that because you did that to yourself. Also, if you think you deserve freedom, but you're not working towards building the business, if you're sitting at home watching The Boys, that was me last night, if you're sitting at home watching The Boys, then you don't deserve to have that business because you're using all of your downtime on things that aren't suiting you or bringing you or giving you momentum so that you can build that business, right? So it's like I said, it's ingrained in us, by us, that something worthwhile should come to us quickly, in an instant, because everything else comes to us by a blink of an eye. But if we stopped with the get-rich-quick scheme, the six-pack in 30 days, you'll be well ahead of the pack if you solely opted for the hard work from the very beginning. Hard work that leads to consistent, then goes to disciplined work, is the seamless way to get what you want, but not what you deserve, because the position that you're at, you don't deserve to have it. You know? So, you know, I've been guilty of this myself, where I'm sure every 16-year-old man or a young man, teenager, can understand that. If you were once, you know, a 17 years old or are 17 years old, I used to crank out push-ups just because I got motivated at like 1 a.m. I like this random surge of inspiration and motivation came in where I was like, I can fucking conquer the world. And I would crank out push-ups, I would do sit-ups, and I would like think of all these like incredible movie ideas and I would write them down. I'm like, yup, this is it. And then they just never see the light of day. But also, during those times and those spouts of like random motivation, I would get the idea like, okay, I'm gonna Google this. I'm gonna Google how to get a six-pack in 30 days. I'm gonna do the get-rich-quick scheme. Like, everything is coming to me and this is now, right? But it's like, notice how, I'm pretty sure I said it, but it's like, notice how the first act that came to me was to go out and get something external so that I can drag it over to myself and call it mine. But in reality, the thing that I was actually going out to get was only going to give me artificial progress, not real meaningful progress that hard work would have done for me if I had just started from the beginning. So stop opting for artificial progress where you get the thing that you want right away, but eventually lose it because you didn't build the habits, the lifestyle in place. Choose to do the hard, disciplined work. So in the meantime, while you're actually doing the hard, grueling work that you don't want to do, you're building up the discipline, you're building up the motivation, the consistency, but also the high self-esteem for yourself because you're doing what you said you would do. But also, you're seeing tiny bits of progress so that you can eventually see that version in the mirror that you wanted to see in the first place. So stay consistent. You don't need to be motivated. Just stay consistent. Show the fuck up every single day. Show up when you don't want to. Stay disciplined. But always opt for the hard work. Because, like the old adage goes, easy choices, hard life. Hard life. Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life. Choose the hard fucking work. That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Eccentric Mind Podcast. I hope you enjoyed. This one was fun. This one was actually really cool. I like this one. I have a lot of ideas like these. Sometimes I feel the need that I need to get this like big research on it, right? Or I also like when I just go off on a limb too, because I get into that zone that I want to get into that flow state. And I don't know, I'm just having fun with it, and I don't feel any serene sort of pressure that I need to come out with this by this day. It's just like I'm vibing, like I'm loose up here. And yeah, I love that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been the Eccentric Mind Podcast. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Should we do the